Hello Tacticians, and welcome back to another run of low power level raiding with my alt account. Today, instead of doing Mortarion, again, we're going to be doing Silent King as the guild has progressed on to that boss. And this one is definitely a little bit of a frustrating encounter, mainly due to the domain that he is fought in. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. So here we are on the boss screen right now. We did take out both primes. Now, on lower difficulties, if your guild is strong enough, don't worry about the primes, you'll be fine. However, if your team is lower power level, for example, this is a weaker guild as a whole, we are only on rare, but it's definitely better to take out both primes. Even in my main account, which we are, a top 20 guild at the moment, have been top 10, we will be taking out both primes, even if it's Legendary 1. One thing that I do want to point out, and it's going to be kind of applicable in my next video when I take a look at Legendary 4 Mortarion, is depending on what tier the boss is in for the season will also increase our difficulty as well as epic, right? So an epic boss, of course, is not going to be as hard as a legendary boss, but let's say you fight Silent King Season 1 and he's Legendary 1 right here in this slot. Well, he's going to be a lot easier to fight in this slot than if he would be in this slot. So Mortarion being Legendary 4, absolute menace to society. But today, we're just going to be focusing on rare Silent King. One of the beautiful updates that we have gotten from Snowprint will actually show you if somebody else is in the raid right now, which is fantastic. Helps with guilds that don't really have great coordination. That way you don't do multiple hits. And wow, looks like Evo Cal hit for a nice 52,000. So maybe we'll get both hits in, maybe we won't. Ideally, I was going to show you two different ways to do this boss, but let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, fighting the boss right now, we'll go in. Like I said, there's two real big ways to do Silent King, and one of those ways is going to be baiting him off of his throne, or some people call it the toilet, right? Or, what you can do is you can go up in here and trap him in. Ideally, if he comes down, you're able to get a lot more summon hits out, really surround him, really nuke him. Before, an old strategy was actually getting him down onto this razor wire, if possible, that you see right here, and he would take the hex effect damage. That's no longer the case. Bosses are now immune to the hex effect, so let's go ahead and get this started. We're actually going to try doing a bait, see if he'll come down. If not, then it's just a feels bad. That's honestly all that you can do. So we'll go ahead and start. Now, what you want to do is you want to kind of put your weaker characters in the middle, kind of be like, hey, look, a nice juicy target. My Bellator actually has lower health than my Volk does because, I actually have him capped out, which is ironic. Normally my Volk is the weakest. But so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and skip turn 1 and pray for the best. Beautiful. He was able to get baited down. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to surround him as much as possible, but first we want to make sure we get our Eldrion into position. Remember that 2-hex rule, right? So let's move him here. Now let's go ahead and move our Archimados into a position where he's able to really get maximum hits out on him. Nice, nice, nice. Getting that damage out now. I can move Volk here to the high ground, or I can just leave him there. Either is fine, but we're actually going to move... we're going to keep him right here. If you look here, there's actually an elevation bonus, so we're fine. To attack and attack. Unfortunately, since we did completely surround him with the bloodletters, we're not going to be able to get Bellator in there for a hit. So we'll just move him up here, and he can soak any summons that might come out or get some easy hits in. Or everything will work out and he's just going to be able to swoop right in and attack. So another attack here from Eldrion. The ranged attack and the melee attack here for Arky is about the same. We could also try moving there, get that elevation bonus, get a better attack. See, if we move Volk here, there's no difference, so it's fine. We'll go ahead and move Arky here. Reason I'm not going to move him into melee, if I do decide to drop a summon here from Bellator, it would go to waste, essentially. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to attack again, attack again. Alright, we just had our first Bloodletter die. That's probably as good as we're going to get it. So just to make sure I don't have a Guardsman go into this slot and take that up, we're going to go ahead and drop the Bellator summon. We're now going to drop our Guardsman in and repeat our attacks. Alright. Another round of attacks coming in. Now, always make sure that your Bellator summons are next to each other, or next to the main one. So whenever this one attacks, the passive will proc, and the summon will attack as well, and that's absolutely what you want. So another attack here. The passive will do more damage from Volk, depending. So if you look, he has 72 attack. The passive will do 80 times 6, so definitely want to use that if it is a higher level. Alright, last round of attacks in. Alright, unfortunate. The summons came out and distracted our summons, so that's a little unfortunate. Get our attacks once more in, going on. Last round, we want to make sure we use Executioner, and 24,000 hit at our power level, not terrible. So go ahead and hit continue. Also note the post replay button. If you get a really good hit in, share it with your guildies. It helps them out, makes life go better. Unfortunately, since we are not looking the hottest right now for another attack, I'm not gonna probably go through another one at this time. We'll let some of the lower guildies hit and wrap it up. Don't want to waste, 20,000 damage, because that's essentially what it would be doing. But that is one strategy. Another strategy, we didn't get to see it, unfortunately, just because of Evo's hit. But you can go up and surround him, box him in on that throne, and maybe not get as optimal damage, but you're not really playing with the RNG factor there. You can always get up there. You can always box him in on the throne, and that's a lot more of a reliable strategy. It's basic risk versus reward. So hopefully this video helps some of you all out, and if anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments. Message me on Discord. I'm always here to help the community. So, peace.